Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. Tonight we're going back to Belgium for a beer, and it's a very popular beer. I've never tried it before, but millions and millions of people have, and it could be a bit of a bargain. And I say that because it's a big bottle for very little money. The beer in question is this one, Hoegaarden. Well, I hope it's called Hoegaarden because it's an amusing sounding name. It's a garden full of hose. Anyway, it's a wheat beer from Hoegaarden and 4.9%. It's flavoured with coriander and orange peel, so it could have some interesting flavours. And this is what it says on the bottle. It says, almost 600 years ago in the Belgian village of Hoegaarden, a band of monks experimented by adding oddball botanicals from halfway around the world into their traditional wheat beer. Our recipe, inspired by their creation, is a beer with a refreshing flavour and captivating aroma unlike any in the world. You might call it divine inspiration. We call it Hoegaarden. And there's not an awful lot other than that on the bottle. It says the ingredients are water, barley malt, wheat, hops, spices, of which they are coriander seeds and natural orange peel, sugar and yeast. Now it is a big beer brew. It's AB InBev. So it's about as far removed from craft as you can ever get. It's a 750ml bottle. It's not small. No. It's 4.9%. And for your 750ml bottle of 4.9% Hoegaarden, you pay the grand sum of 3 imperial credits of the realm. £3 to you and I. And it says on the bottle, number 1, chill. Done. Number 2, pour 2/3. Number 3, swirl the remainder of the bottle. 4, top off and enjoy. Now, 750ml is a big bottle, and I thought to myself, I'm going to struggle for a glass for this. And then I remembered my stepdaughter, for Christmas, bought me a glass. Right, it's a plastic. It's this one. It's the mighty mug that promises never to be falling over, or well, you can nudge it and it won't fall over. It's got a funky little device on the bottom. And I thought, well, this is bigger than my pint glasses, because a pint glass is what, 500 and something mil. That wouldn't do. This looks bigger. So I checked it out. I filled a jug with 750ml of water, poured it in, and I had a gnat's whisker of room at the top. So this is what I'm using. There we go. Hoegaarden. It says that it's a wheat beer. It's naturally cloudy. So on we go. The original Belgian wheat beer, it says, the year 1445. So it's got some heritage, apparently. Big bottle, lots of promises. Let's crack her open and see what we get. So we're pouring. It says pour 2/3. I'm going to try and pour it without getting too much head. 2/3 is a huge amount of this beer. Okay, we've got slightly. Right, that's nearly full. The bottle is to where my finger is on the side there, the bottom finger. It's a lot of beer. So let's swirl it as implied. I assume there's some bits and pieces in there with which we can get some additional flavour. There, that'll do. Now, being a plastic, there's a few bubbles on the side. The glass is clean, but it's black, and I've noticed whatever I drink, be it water, well not water, but anything fizzy, Coke, lemonade, Fanta, Dr Pepper, beer, does seem to hold the bubbles more, no matter how clean the container is. I can't call it a glass, it's not. Anyway, that's the beer. So it's cloudy, it's light in colour, it's not golden. Well, I suppose it is golden, isn't it really? It's golden. It's ever so slightly cloudy, and there's not an awful lot of head on there. In fact, there is none now. Smell it. Smells wheat beerish. I can detect the coriander, and I can detect the bitterness of the orange peel. It's not particularly orangey, but the bitterness is there. Now, I've only ever had 2 other beers with coriander in. One was an IPA, and the coriander was interesting in that it was there. You didn't know what it was, but it made it interesting. And the other one was a Japanese wheat beer, and the coriander in that was more obvious. So this is going to be interesting. Cheers. Okay. So this is, oh, kick the camera. Let's try not to do that. This is, what is it? Well, it's got the body of a wheat beer, you know, there's that slightly chewy, bready kind of thing going on. But there is a freshness of orange. And now it sounds weird because I can't really taste the orange, I can just get that freshness from an orange. And that's interesting because I would expect a citrus flavour in a beer to be more prominent, but I'm getting the properties of the orange without the actual orange flavour. Now, whether or not that's the coriander kind of doing something with the flavours and kind of muting it, because there's an element of coriander here, I don't know. I know I like it, but how much do I like it? I like the bready, I love the style of a wheat beer. That is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of my favourite styles because it's chewy, it's warming, it's nice, you know, it's old school. And I like different beer. And this, for me, is different in a good way. It's fresh. It's got all the things about a wheat beer that I like. I would like a bit more of the wheat flavour, but this is not a standard wheat beer. There's more to it. It's got the coriander and orange peel to make it a little bit different. Like I said, I like the freshness of the orange, and I like the interesting edge that the coriander gives. Now, it's not huge, it's just a tiny, tiny, tiny reference to it, but you know there's something there. I like that. I like the fact that it's a massive bottle for £3. It is a humongous bottle for £3. £7.50, and you've got yourself a good amount of beer. You know, no one's going to ever grumble at paying £3 for what is effectively the same size as a bottle of wine. Yeah, so value, it's a no-brainer if you like the beer. I like it. But how much do I like it? Well, my favourite beers are extremely hoppy. This is not extremely hoppy. This is light on the hops. Most wheat beers are, to be fair. It's fresh tasting. This, for me, is a wheat beer for the summer. Other wheat beers are more autumnal because they are more bready, maybe, more wheaty. This is a summery version. It'd go nice with a barbecue, really would. And at 4.9%, it's more sessionable than some, so that's got that in its favour. But comes to the score. Now, like I say, my favourite beers are extremely hoppy, and this is light on the hops. Because it kind of, for me, it may be different for you, because everyone's got different taste buds. For me, the fact that this is it's marginalising itself a little bit for me. Some beers you can sit and say, yeah, I can drink that all year round without issue. This one is kind of, for me, it's a summer beer. And unless it was absolutely outstanding in every possible way, I'm going to struggle to give it the highest of scores. But I like it enough to buy it again, so it's got at least a 3. How much more than that? Well, the value speaks for itself, so I'm going to bump it up from the 3. It's not got as much of the wheaty flavour that I would love from a wheat beer. So I think, if I'm being brutally honest, combine the things that I like and the value, I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5. It'd be more if it was hoppier, it'd be more if there was more of the wheat flavour, or even more of the coriander, because I like the freshness of the orange, and that's what gives it that summery vibe, but I want more of the interesting things that the monks 600 years ago threw in to make it interesting. I want more of that. Is that wrong? I don't know. There might be something else that you've got out there that you've tried that you'd say, Nick, this is good, but it's not as good as this one that I've tried. That's got more of the coriander, or it's got more of something else that makes it interesting. Let me know. I'd love to know. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, aliens of whatever you may be, pigs, cows, sheep, hens, whatever you are, if you've been watching this video, thank you very much for watching. This has been Hoegaarden. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.